Hello, my name is Roy Smith. I'm a national director with my company. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about prospecting. I'm getting the mindset of prospecting. Now, no matter what it is that you do, what business you're with, what entity, it doesn't matter. One thing's going to remain the same, and that's that you're dealing with people. So if you're dealing with people, there's a couple of tips and tricks, a couple of things that you got to remember when you're dealing with people. Okay, because most people, no matter what time zone, no matter what timeline, no matter where they all react to things kind of the same. Okay, that's why we have a term called the masses, because everybody acts the same. So you got to remember that when you're going out prospecting, when you're going to talk to people about your business, whatever it is. Okay, now the thing I want you to know first is I want to get your mindset prepared, get your mindset ready for your mindset, or get it ready for prospecting people. Okay, that's what I want you to get ready for. Sorry about that. But I want you to get ready for that. So one thing you got to understand is that people, they care about themselves. They care about what's going on in their life. They care about their jobs. They care about their kids. They care about what's going on with them. So when you come to them with opportunity, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, you got to understand that they're not going to care much about what you have going on, because they have so many other things that they have to worry about. So what you have to do is you have to understand that, and you have to be empathetic to that. So you gotta switch your whole mindset. You gotta pretty much like to hear them more than you like to hear yourself. Okay, you gotta listen 80% of the time and talk only 20% of the time. If you're going to reach somebody, if you're going to be successful at reaching someone, okay, you have to do that. That is imperative. Okay, so you got to remember that. All right, you have to remember that when you're talking to them, you can't sound like a script. People can read right through that. People want real people, and you're a real person. So you got to be able to remember things. You got to remember that you are a person. You got to have a regular conversation with people. People have to trust you and know that you have something for them, but they won't even be able to get past that. If they can't, if you can't pass that wall of, that wall that people have, to kind of guard themselves. You got to be able to go through that first before you can get them to accept whatever it is that you're talking about. Okay, so that's the second thing. Now, I like to use a method that's called FORM. In my company, we call it FORM. It stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Money. Okay, family, occupation, recreation, and money. All right. The reason why it's called that is because most people care about those four things in their life, no matter where they are. And if they got money, don't have money, old, young, doesn't matter. They care about those four things. Now, it is your job to find out which one of those things they care about the most. Okay, which one of those things they care about the most. So, if that's the case, you have to have a way to tie that into whatever it is that you're talking about. You got to know that whatever you have to offer them is a solution. And so that form matches up whatever it is that you have to offer them. Okay, you got to be able to mesh them together. Okay, so the thing about it is when you form someone, you have to already accept form yourself. You already got to know what it feels like. As far as when it comes to family, you got to know what it is to be around your family, to not be around your family, to not spend enough time with your family. You got to know these things because everyone's going through this right now. All right. When it comes to occupation, you got to understand what it's like, you know, to not have a job, to have a job but not like it, to have a job and be there all day, to have a job and not like your boss and the people around you. You got to remember these things. All right. As far as recreation, you got to remember what it's like to do the things you like to do. What it was like when you missed the thing that you like to do because you were somewhere that you didn't want to be. You're somewhere you were obligated to be, like a job. Okay. And as far as money, listen, money is not everything, but it can solve a lot of problems. So you got to think about that. You got to think about when you had a lot of money at one time period. Okay. And then you got to think about living paycheck to paycheck because everyone's done it, including me. All right. Living and not having enough money, not having enough to do things, not having enough to help somebody out. So if you can do those things, if you can latch on to those things, you can remember those things, And when you talk to somebody, you'll be more empathetic. You'll be real because you know exactly what it feels like. Exactly. Okay? You got to condition your mind for this so that you can be a success. You have no other choice if you want to be a success in whatever business is that you're doing. Okay? You got to be able to connect with people because people are people. You have to be able to connect. If you can't connect, you won't be successful. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. All right. Now, normally, if I was having a conversation with someone and you know, I wanted to form them, I gotta ask the right questions. I never ask questions like, you know, questions that'll lead to a yes or no. I need questions, detailed questions, so I can learn the person, so I can get to know them, so I can make them comfortable with me. Okay? Always ask open-ended questions. You know, if I'm asking about their family, you know, I ask them, how's the family doing? Okay? They can't say yes. They can't say no. It's not a yes or no question. You see what I'm saying? Ask how the family's doing. You know, if they have kids, how are the kids? You know, what's your oldest one name? You know, I want to get to know them. Okay, they have a baby. You know, the kid has a babysitter. Your child spend a lot of time at the babysitter. And I always ask the best question that you can ask, and that's why. Why is the best question that you can ever ask someone? Okay, because it's open ended. You know, open ended, and you got to go with that, lead with that. Continue to ask the perfect questions so that you can get to the point where that person wants to know what it is that you have to offer. The only way they're gonna have to know is if you have a solution for their problem. Only way you find their solution to their problem is you got to find the problem, and the only way you find that problem is if you talk to them, get it out of them. You know, people complain within the first minute of a conversation. Okay, so you find out what their problem is. You find out what's on their mind. All right, because they care about that. They don't care about your opportunity. They don't care about your business. They care about a solution to their problem. If you keep that in your mind, you'll be successful. So guys, that was pretty much the mindset of prospecting. I got to get your mind conditioned. We'll be continuing on to get in depth on how to actually prospect people. Okay, guys, I'm signing out of here in Hawaii. I love you guys. Thanks for paying attention. Take what I tell you, apply it. You know, potential power is key. Okay, you gotta actually apply the power. You gotta take action. Thank you guys.